Blessing, are you there? This network. What's going on? Blessing, are you there? I think, let me quickly message.
Sorry, I'm trying to get to a quiet place, please.
Okay, okay. I just saw your message now. So have you gotten a place?
I went to get something outside, so I just have to join the meeting on time. But I'll still be in a quiet place.
Okay, okay. So does that imply that you're on your way there, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, that's good. So let me quickly ask you this question. Have you done anything on Python before?
Not really much.
Okay. So which IDE have you used? Is it Jupyter Notebook, through Anaconda, or Visual Studio Code, or PyCharm? Which one?
Visual Studio.
Oh, Visual Studio Code. So that means you have used Visual Studio Code to run Python code before, right?
Yes.
So which extension did you install then? Is it Python IntelliSense?
Yeah, that's what I use.
Okay, you install Python IntelliSense, right?
Yes.
Okay, now Emmanuel, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let me ask you, two of you, this question. So, like Emmanuel also, he said he has done some things also in Python, but it's quite long. But I think maybe you have now gotten some important reason for you to come back to Python, which is very, very good. That's a very good move. That's a good, definitely you must have a reason, a good reason for you to come back to Python. So now, the question now I want to ask is for two of you. So would you like to start from the beginning, or what do you suggest?
I think from the beginning was preferable. So I just put together.
Is that Blessing or? Okay, that's Blessing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what of Emmanuel?
What I feel is that if you as the facilitator feel that we are catching on.
Hello, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
So what I feel is that if you as the facilitator feels that we are catching on very well, we can start from the beginning, but we can rush it, like we can take it at a very fast pace. It's your choice.
Hello, the thing is we can't still hear you. Can you try to adjust your speaker?
Can you hear me?
Aha, we can hear you now. Yes, clearly. Okay.
I said we can start from the beginning. It's not a bad idea. We can rush it though, but we can start from the beginning.
Okay, no problem. But the thing is, let's assume that we have somebody that has not done anything on Python before, you understand? So that means rushing meets like that may not really help those people that are just joining us for the first time, those people that have not done anything on coding before, you understand?
Yes, sir.
But there's no problem. Of course, we are still going to achieve the same thing. So let's quickly start. Now, Blessing. So that means you have the Visual Studio Code on your system, and successfully you can run Python code there. Is that not true?
Yes, sir.
Okay, definitely, that's good. Then I believe you can all see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So this is Anaconda. So I want to launch my Jupyter Notebook, because among all the IDEs that we can use to run Python code, Jupyter Notebook is one of the best. And one of the importance of this Jupyter Notebook, I do tell my students, is that especially when you are if you are a beginner and it's for two people. Firstly, if you are a beginner, that Jupyter Notebook is very good because the interface makes sense. it makes your code to look beautiful. So at least you'll be very happy when you are seeing the way you are running everything, stuff like that. Me personally, I use PyCharm, I use Visual Studio Code, and I use Peter Notebook also to write my Python code. Are you with me? But most of the time, I do like to use Peter Notebook for my students. Do you understand? But irrespective of the IDE you use, of course, once your code is perfect and correct, of course, we always have the same output. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So irrespective of the IDE, Python is what? Python, okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, now that's good. So what I'm going to do now is that, but that's very good. The first thing I actually prepared, there is one guy that's supposed to join us now. He was in the last class, but I think he also told me that he has an Anaconda, but his Anaconda actually crashed. So I was even thinking to put him through on how to download PyCharm and install it and install Python executable file to it, but the guy is not here right now. So maybe we reach out to me later. So now that's very good because what I planned before is to start from going to the net, download the editor, blah, 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 stuff like that. Then we start coding. But since you already have that, it's going to make our work very easier and faster. That's very interesting. So now let me start from Emmanuel. Emmanuel, which area exactly you want the Python for? Which aspect? You know, we have different areas of application with Python. We have data analysis, data science, machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence, robotics. We have web development, that of server side. But some people do use it for game development. So which one do you really have interest in?
Well,
I know in the past, I mainly used for data science.
Hello, we can't hear you again. No?
Sir, can you hear me?
Okay, yes, now, yes.
So I said in the past, I mainly used it for data science and machine learning.
Hello?
So,
hello?
Sir, wait. If you can hear me, let me just type it out there.
Is there anything happening to your speaker?
Hello, can you hear me?
Fluctuating. Yes, we can hear you now. Yes.
I said data science, machine learning.
Okay. Okay, that is your interest, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, that's good. Blessing, what about you?
I would prefer to use it for website if possible. I can learn also with the.
Okay, that means you are
AI
talking
learning.
about backend, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, that's very good. I don't know if you have gone through the first class I had with Ibrahim on YouTube. I don't know if you have gone through it.
No, I don't think I see any link towards
Okay, you
that.
have not. Oh, maybe by the time you join the group, maybe they have already sent the YouTube link there. What of Emmanuel? Did you check? Did you go through it?
I didn't watch the whole video. I didn't watch the whole video.
Okay, that 15 minutes. You did not watch the whole video, right?
Yeah, I guess I watched like 5 or 6 minutes. I got preoccupied with something.
Okay, now that's good. Actually, what I wanted to say is that in that video, I was telling that the students that joined the class that day that irrespective of the areas of application you want to go to, irrespective of whatever you want to use Python for as a tool, it is a must for you to have a core knowledge of Python. And when we are talking about core knowledge of Python, that means we are starting from the syntax, how Python works, how the interpreter will execute your code to give you an output. Once you understand the syntax, we move on to data type, list, tuple. Of course, I'm going to write everything. I'm just trying to let you understand some things. Once you know the basic things, as far as programming is concerned, like those things I mentioned, data type, list, tuple, set, string, int, that is numbers, int, complex, and float. Then the next thing is to move to conditional, all these if statements, else if statement. After that, you move on to while loop, for loop. After that, move to functions, parameterized function, non-parameterized function. After that, you move to classes and objects. In fact, that is where I'm even going to. The concept of object-oriented programming. It is very, very important. The reason why I'm saying this is that I've met some people before that they will claim that they are learning Python for data science. So because of that, they will now be like, oh, since I'm learning Python for data science, do I really need the concept of object-oriented? And once you don't understand that, of course, if you go for an interview and they want to ask you some questions, they will ask you questions as a Python developer. I've gone for an interview before, and they just asked three of us they say, okay, you all write Python. Somebody was saying, oh, sir, I'm using Python for data science. They say, it does not matter. You all write Python. The next question they ask is that, oh yeah, now all of you create a student management system API using Django. I was like, wow, using Django, this is beautiful. Because even a day before that, I actually worked on one a project like that, like something like e-commerce, where the product parts, I created the product something, and I added many products, and in fact, what did I do? Okay, I now created the API using Django REST framework, because there's a difference between Django and Django REST framework. Use Django to build web application, while you use Django REST framework to build REST API. You perform CRUD operation, create, read, update, and delete. Then likewise, you can use, you perform all the necessary authentication, whether the token authentication or basic authentication. So what am I saying in essence is that irrespective of whatever you want to use Python for, it's a must for you to know the core Python. And when we are talking about core Python, classes and objects is part. The concept of OOP, like inheritance. When we are talking about inheritance, we have single level inheritance, multi-level inheritance, multiple inheritance. We have what we call an encapsulation. That's setter and getter. Another name, we have accessor and mutator. So when can we use that? How can we use it? How can we implement encapsulation? Why do we need encapsulation in Python or in our programming, in our software development generally? Okay, what of abstraction? What of polymorphism? Inside polymorphism, we have different concepts: method overriding, constructor overloading, method overloading, we have operator overloading. So all those things, they look somehow deep, but it is a must for someone to cover. But most people, once they say that, okay, I'm going for data science, I'm going for data analysis, once they just get to function, they will just stop. And it is wrong. It shouldn't be. You must understand the core concept of Python. You must understand core Python. And if you have not covered the concept of object-oriented, you cannot say, okay, you are a Python developer. So now, let me now back to our initial stage. So irrespective of our journey, like our goal, whether towards data science or towards backend, it's a must for us to know core Python. That means the first, let's say the first 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks, we will be on core Python. Am I communicating?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is Blessing there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm listening to you.
Okay, right. Hope you are with me, please.
Yes.
Okay, that's beautiful. So the next thing I'm going to do now is that, let me now start. I will share this, my Microsoft Word with you guys. So let me share this Microsoft Word. So let me now start. What is Python? Firstly, let's start from the beginning. Python is what? Is an object. Can anybody tell me what is Python? Can you define Python anyway? Let me increase this thing. Can anybody define Python for me? What can you say by Python? Hello, Emmanuel?
It's an high-level programming language.
Okay, good.
Well, so is that not okay? I don't know.
Okay, anyway, yeah, you tried. You know, when you want to define Python, we have 3 key important words that must be there. That you have said one. You said high-level programming language. Of course, Python is a high-level language, but also it's an object-oriented language. That one also must be there. It's an object-oriented programming, or better still, let me put it in this way. I can say it's a high-level, object-oriented let's say high level, interpreted and object-oriented programming language. Hello, someone just joined us now. Olawale Oyenuga, can you hear us? Olawale? I don't think, maybe he's trying to connect. Okay, we meet us. So now, as I was saying, I said Python is a high-level, interpreted and object-oriented programming language. So this one has said a lot about Python. So as we are moving further, we know why is it interpreted? So because Python use interpreter, like Java now, Java use compiler to execute code, but Python use interpreter. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now, let's now, is Olawale there? Okay, so now what are the areas of application of Python? The areas of applications, the areas of application of Python. So I think I mentioned some then. One, we said data analysis. Let me write it in this way, data analysis. Data analysis. 2, we have data science. 3, we have machine learning. 4, we have deep learning. We can use it in different areas. So deep learning, then what else? We have web development, especially web development, the server side development, that's server side to be precise. We can use it to build web application. We can use it to build REST API. So number 6, we have, we can even use it in AI, artificial intelligence, even in robotics. In fact, some people use it for game development, So at least for now, so these are some of the ways, some of the areas where we can work, where we can use Python. Hello, Wale, can you hear us? Is Wale there? Oh, I don't think he can hear us. So now, please, are you with me? Are you writing all this?
So I'm recording the video, right?
Yes, of course.
Watch it later.
Okay, all right, no problem. So now, so these are the different types, different areas of application where we can implement Python. So we can use Python in all these fields. We still have many actually. So now, after that, so let's now move on to the real work. So I'm starting with, don't forget, I told you, I'm starting with the syntax. Contents. So we talk about the syntax. The syntax. We talk about comments. We talk about variables. Variables. Then we now move on to different data types. Different data types in Python. And in that place, that's where we have something like list, we have tuple, we have tuple. Oh, this one is saying that it remains 10 minutes. So, are you with me? So this one is telling me that it remains 10 minutes, but when it's about to end, maybe like 1 minute or 2 minutes, I will end it and create another session and I will send the link. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We have tuple, we have set, we have dictionary. So at least for now, we have all this. Then after that, we can move to conditional statements. So, but before then, although string also is data type, but I don't want to put it here. Of course, we also have range. Range is also there. Range. So we have Boolean. We have Boolean. That one will return true or false. So we have Boolean. So string also there, but I want to treat string separately. Let me put it like this. Let me say string, then comma, because that string is very robust. So let me say string, then I have all this also, like that. So now, what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to start with, I'm using Jupyter Notebook, just like I've told you. I'm going to use Jupyter Notebook. So let me stop sharing this. Then I will move on to, okay. Olawale has, in fact, since morning, that he has been trying to connect. Maybe that should be his network, actually. So let me share my Jupyter now. Let me click on this Jupyter Notebook. So Emmanuel, can you open your Jupyter Notebook also? Launch it.
Yes, sir, it's open, sir.
Okay, that's good. Blessing, your Visual Studio Code. Is Blessing there? Hello, Blessing. Let me click on this. Blessing, are you here? Oh, what's wrong with Blessing's network? I don't think he can hear us. Okay. Okay. Olawale is still trying to connect. Okay. All right. Okay. Emmanuel, are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think we definitely need to be very fast now, since it's like it's you and I that we are here. So the first thing, so how do we print something in Python? So just to say print, let's say, hello, my students. Hello,
So I'm
my
listening.
students. Who is that? Is that Blessing? Ima?
Sir?
Okay, now, can you see what I'm doing?
Your screen is still currently on Anaconda Navigator.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me quickly. I have opened Jupyter Notebook. So let me, this guy is still trying to connect to, oh God. That will be his network. Oh, that will be his network. So let me share the screen again. Okay. So can you see the Jupyter Notebook now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, so this is your, of course, you are not new to Jupyter Notebook. So in Jupyter Notebook, you run code cell by cell. So now I want to print hello my students in Python. I will just do print, then in double quotation, hello my students. So I can run it in two ways. One, I can come here and click run. Are you with me?
Yes, I'm with you.
And at the same time, I can say, okay, hello, my students. How are you? Let me change it. How are you? So if I write that, so what will I do? Now, if the second way of running, of executing your code, you can press shift. You will just let your hand be on shift like that. Just hold on to that. Then the next thing you press enter. Then it's going to be executed like this. So now, my student, they do ask me that, okay, you said that this thing should be in double quotation. What of single quotation? Of course, if you also have it in single quotation, it will still work. So what is going on behind the scene? What exactly is going on behind the scene? So whether you are using single quotation or double quotation, you will have the same result. So now, let me minimize this. So if I run this now, it's going to print the same thing. Hello, my student. How are you? What is going on behind the scene? So the Python will see this thing, anything in double quotation or single quotation, Python will see it as a string. And once it has seen it as a string, the next thing for it is to execute that code. So let me now show you something. What of if let's assume that I forgot to include the last quotation. If I run it now, it's going to give me an EOL error. So this is a string literal error. That means this is one of the syntax errors that we can have in Python. That means you must write your code correctly before it can be executed. So now let's leave that. Let me now come back here to this line. Let me show you something. What if I say print, let's say name, let me close it. Of course, this one will run. So, okay, this is an error. Come here. If I say print something like this, name, of course it will be printed. But imagine if I don't put quotation there and I say print name. So this is one of the exceptions that we can get in Python. Can you see what it's giving me? It said name is not defined. Is that not true?
Yes, sir. So
what is going on behind the scene? The interpreter will see this name as a variable, but not as a string now. It's only when you have it inside the quotation that is going to see it as a string. But now, it will see it as a variable. And once it has seen it as a variable, the interpreter will now go up there and search for name that, have you defined this name somewhere before? We have not done that. Therefore, it's going to tell us that this thing is not defined. That is what we call name error. What if I say my name and I run it? It's going to say my name is not defined. That means it's going to see that as a variable. But let's assume that somewhere before that, I have declared that variable and I've defined it. And the value I want to assign to it It's a string. Let me say my name is Kolawole. So if I run it now, perfect. That means it's going to print Kolawole. What is going on? Interpreter we check. Okay, you want me to print my name, right? And that my name is a variable. Okay. What of have you defined that my name somewhere before? So now go and check. Oh yes, there is my name somewhere before. So, and what is the value that has been stored in that my name? It is Kolawole. Oh wow, that's beautiful. Therefore, it's going to print Kolawole. So let me stop this thing and quickly create another session.
Sure, all right.
Okay.